I can see why you wouldn't like a huge wooded area behind the house, and it's only if you think about like, oh, anything could be there.
Yeah.
That doesn't really happen usually.
No, it really
People don't really
doesn't.
run around and live in the woods.
Yeah, it's not the predator. You know?
What about animals?
Like, is animals are animals a thing up there? Like,
Yeah.
Well, I'm
We got them everywhere.
you have to worry about like, oh, there's something going to come out of the woods. Like, do you have to worry about like predators or
No,
anything?
because everything's like the only animals you get is like honestly, like where I grew up, the biggest thing was just squirrels, which is like,
Squirrels
because there's trees everywhere.
Yeah.
And they run along the fences and jump into the trees. And the only shitty animals were raccoons fucking with your trash, and skunks.
Yeah.
That's about it. I mean, nothing else is like gonna venture out,
Yeah.
right? Like everything else is afraid of sound and people.
Okay.
If anything,
So
when
we
Michael
never
moved
really-
here, he
we
kept
never
talking
really
about
had
Texas
anything.
killing you, and like how we have snakes and all sorts of like spiders.
Right, we didn't have any of that
et
shit.
cetera.
I mean, you're not like snakes.
Yeah,
right? It'd be
yeah.
crazy
We
to
have
see like a
snakes.
garden snake. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
So like one
rattlers and
snake.
shit.
Yeah, like rattlesnakes and
Yeah.
shit.
We got coyotes, mountain lions.
We had more like dogs running around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
remember,
we didn't have any like coyote. What the
You
fuck?
had deer though, and that's like a driving.
Deer will kill you.
Right. Yeah, deer
in a
hate.
car. Absolutely.
That's just it.
They,
Deer can't drive for
Deer want to die.
I don't
no, I
understand.
need to make a right
That's the most
blinker.
dangerous thing about when you're in super like wooded areas.
fuck
They'll jump the fuck in the middle of the road, and they can,
yeah.
they'll total your car.
They always
They're
say,
like
like-
hundreds of pounds.
They say blow through them, but like that's like you have like a 3-second, not even-
Decision.
And it's like there's no instinct in my body that doesn't say
and if
slam
you
on
get,
They're-
if you get
they're
ones with
definitely-
like antlers, like,
Oh, yeah.
they'll like shred your car. and
door
shit.
you.
There was
Yeah.
definitely like my family, we would go to like the beach for Christmas, and my mom would always be like, "Oh, you have to leave by this time, so it's not dark."
I mean, yeah,
so you
they'll
don't
jump
hit
out at
deer."
any time, but you
And I
can't
was
see
like,
shit.
exactly. I said that. I was like, they're gonna jump out at any time.
They'll fire out.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go 10 miles over the speed limit on that road, whether I see a deer or not. Like that's just how you do on that road.
At least like with a deer, if you run it over, it fucked up. You killed it. When you go to Australia, if you hit a kangaroo, which is
yeah.
their version of like pest deer, they survive. They're all muscle, and then they get up, and then they're just like.
I mean, if you hit a deer and it doesn't die,
Punch you in the face.
What
they're
the
not
fuck?
getting up.
What the fuck?
What, the deer?
The deer. If
Yeah.
you hit it and it doesn't die, it's like, ugh, and they're just like in the road.
So you just got to kill it with your tire iron.
You're totally right, though, Matt. Like, I've watched in parts of Texas that are further out in the country. I'll drive out there just like hang out with family, etc. I've watched times where people in front of me are driving. There's a deer on the side of the road watching, and then like the second the car's close, the deer goes, "Well, I'm
Time
done."
to die.
Bro, they're dumb as hell.
General
Dumb
So
as
Duck
hell.
is in chat. Says deer are fucking idiots.
They're dumb as hell.
They're dumb as hell.
No, they're dumb as shit. They like want to die. They're like lemmings.
Deer are like
Stop
rats of the
jumping in
forest.
front of my fucking car. They're just huge.
I went camping with like Miles Luna and Cole Gallion a while ago, and we went to
Party.
Colorado, and that's where we were like a lot of mountain driving. So there's fuck tons of deer.
That's horrifying too, by the way. But we'll get there. Mountain driving? Oh no, thank you.
No, it's cool.
We also got hit by a snowstorm, so that shit was crazy. And then you're dealing with like elevation brain, so you're just like high. But deer kept on. It was like mating season, so there were just like horny deer all over our tent, just going.
And they're-
And you're just like, shut the fuck up. Try to sleep.
That's awesome. You should have responded. Why didn't?
Yeah.
Well, at one point, I remember, and Miles didn't remember this, but like one came on the campground properties, like searching for food, and like you could see its horns in the tent, and like you could hear its footsteps, and Miles just goes, no, 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 it just starts making noises, and it just goes, it just like, runs away.
That's me to my cats when they get into stuff they shouldn't.
Yeah, deer shit.
Before I forget about it, you were talking about like snakes being pretty rare up there. I remember back in South Carolina, I have an indoor-outdoor cat. He used to find the snake holes in the front yard, and he'd just be,
What's in here? That's awesome.
got it, and then he'd like rip it out and start just freaking it around. I'm like, what are you doing? You're gonna die that way.
Sick ass cat.
Is he throwing it like a ball and it was?
He would throw it, and then he'd like
like
bite the
yarn.
neck and then just go around in circles until it flew up in the air.
Our cat does that
awesome.
with like a fly.
This is true.
That'd be cool.
Caught a fly the other day.
Growing up, I had indoor, outdoor cats.
Yeah.
I had one time where I came home and my cat had something in its mouth, and I was like, "Oh, is it bringing home like a mouse or something?" To be like, "I provide for the family," and I go, "Thank you, cat, but we're human. Thanks." It turned
9
around.
to 5 every day.
I'm sorry.
And you don't take this shit.
And because I'm not interested.
Yeah.
But I was like, "Oh, what do you have in your mouth? Like, come here, come here." And it turned, and it had a big lizard, but the lizard had like bitten its tongue. So the cat was like, like help me out, please. As this lizard's hanging on its tongue, going, like
That's
I don't want to die.
I want this, please.
The second the car's closed, the deer goes, well, I'm done.
Time to die.